Just when you thought you could turn your back and walk away, the dark cloud of human indignity follows you. You have no choice but to turn and look it in the eye. It's the sex offender hit list.
Alright, well, par for the course. We just can't go a night without having a teacher. Yeah, we got another one. LaPorte County, Indiana. Former Oregon Davis High School teacher Cody Lowry has been arrested and charged with 3 counts of felony child seduction, stemming from a relationship with a student in October of last year. According to court documents, Lowry had an inappropriate relationship with one of his students that was 16 years old. The allegations came to light after a rumor went around the school stating that Cody and the victim had gone to dinner together the night of October 13th. Well, after the victim had made a social media post, everybody started throwing those rumors around. Of course it's going to come out sometime, and rightly so. Forensics interviews and formal interviews were conducted, but the victim and Cody both denied those allegations or gave partial statements. Authorities said an incident occurred at the Banks Apartments in Trunsdale Avenue of LaPorte, Indiana, sometime or multiple times between October 13th and 15th of last year also. Lowry confessed to a family member that he had sexual intercourse with the victim during that same weekend also. And during the interview with the victim was able to give the same details about the vehicle that Lowry was driving, as well as stating the victim and Lowry had sexual intercourse and performed oral sex on each other at his apartment multiple times that same weekend. Disgusting. See ya, Chomo. Indiana. A Lebanon man is under arrest for child molestation after the police gained access to his Snapchat photographs and conversations that this Chomo thought were secret. This is 28-year-old Nicholas McDonald. He was arrested on March 22nd at his house in Serene Drive in Lebanon. He faces 1 count of child molestation, a level 4 felony, 2 counts of child exploitation, a level 4 felony, and 2 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material, a level 5 felony. The Martin County registered sex offender sentenced for possessing 600 plus images of child sexual abuse material was caught just about 2 hours right before this guy. But concerning this Chomo right here, Snapchat tipped off the Boone County Child Abuse and Sexual Exploitation Task Force after an account reportedly tied to McDonald here uploaded child sexual abuse material. Investigators ended up gaining access to McDonald's Snapchat history, and they reportedly found photographs and conversations that not only detailed his alleged molestation of an underage child, but contained photographs and videos showing his illicit acts. Court documents revealed that McDonald would reportedly share sexual photographs of his victim with other users on Snapchat. The police interviewed McDonald after his arrest on the 22nd of this month, and they stated that McDonald allegedly admitted to touching and fondling the victim while recording it. Alright, next up, we have Richard Arlen Smith, a 54-year-old. He was charged with first-degree child molestation as well as second-degree sodomy. He's being held in the Callaway County Jail with no bond. He was booked into that jail at 10:22 p.m. Thursday, according to the jail records. An initial court appearance is set for 8:30 a.m. Tuesday at the Callaway County Courthouse. That's tomorrow. According to the probable cause statement, one of the victims was interviewed at Rainbow House on February 29th and stated that they were sexually assaulted by Smith on February 18th. And a second victim had allegedly seen the assault and told the authorities in an interview on March 14th that they were also assaulted on February 17th, that statement says. Smith gave law enforcement permission to search his phone on February 27th. The probable cause statement says officers found an unusual amount of photos of victim number 1, as well as links to a child pornography website. The statement says the Children's Division from the Department of Social Services claims Smith has multiple allegations brought against him since 2019. It's about time they got him off the streets. See ya, Chomo. Alright, let's go to Arkansas. A local man has been charged with 100 counts of distributing, possessing, or viewing matter depicting sexually explicit conduct involving a child. This is Jonathan James McLean, a 38-year-old, and he's being held in the Miller County Detention Center with bail set at $250,000. On March 14th, agents with the Arkansas State Police Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force, as well as officers with the Texarkana Police Department, took McLean into custody at his place of employment, in front of his boss, in front of his co-workers. How embarrassing. And they transported him to the Miller County Detention Center. Agents went and seized electronic devices and other evidence at his house, including a laptop, an iPhone, a couple computers, this and that, hard drives. The investigation started after the task force received a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The tip was the result of the uploading of 109 images of prepubescent children engaging in sexually explicit conduct to the internet service provider Dropbox. Of course, after reviewing the cyber tip and the videos and photos, it was determined the upload occurred in January and was associated with the account of John Hansen. A subpoena was issued to Dropbox, and the information provided identified Mr. McLean here as the Chomo. McLean has an April 9th court date in Miller County coming up in front of Circuit Court Judge Ren Autry. Well, Autry is going to show him what for, right? I hope. Autry. Let's head over to Racine. We've got a man who allegedly had photos on his phone that launched an investigation into a possible child sexual assault. Well, he was in court last week for arraignment. This is 37-year-old DeAndre Rogers. He pleaded not guilty on Tuesday, March 19th, to 17 counts of sex crimes against a child, including 6 counts of first-degree child sexual assault, as well as 11 counts of possession of child sexual abusive material. The child in the photos was just 12 years old at the time of that arrest. The defendant was arrested on a warrant obtained by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives on April 2nd of last year at the Knights Inn, Mount Pleasant. During the investigation, agents allegedly found photos on the defendant's phone that led to those charges of sexual abuse of a child. Judge Robert Rapishak will preside over this case, and a status conference is set for April 22nd next month. A former Yorkville man has been sentenced to 12 years in prison for sexually assaulting a family member younger than 13. Another one of these sick incestuous type chomos. This is Gonzalo Ortiz, an 82-year-old. He was sentenced following a plea agreement. He had been charged with predatory criminal sexual assault of a child, according to a news release from the Kendall County State's Attorney's Office. The Yorkville Police Department, with the assistance of the Kendall County Child Advocacy Center, conducted an investigation into these sexual assaults when it was reported in late 2022. Charges were then filed in February of 23, and Ortiz has remained in custody since his arrest. In the news release, Kendall County State's Attorney Eric Weiss thanked both the Yorkville Police Department and members of the Kendall County Children's Advocacy Center who interviewed that minor and offered their services as well. The acts of this criminal are deplorable, Weiss said in the release. Based upon his actions, he deserves more than just the 12 years in prison. However, given his age with current medical conditions, this sentence amounts to a life sentence for him in prison. This is something the family and victim were happy about, and that the victim did not have to testify in court also. That's a wonderful thing. See ya, Chomo! On Wednesday, March 13th, An Ocala police detective arrested Greer Russell Thompson Jr. following an investigation that began in Milan, Georgia. Oh, look at this guy. My name's Goofy. Yeah. According to Ocala police, a detective with the Milan Police Department had reached out to the Ocala Police Department regarding an online chat investigation involving a male suspect in Ocala who had initiated a sexually explicit conversation with an undercover Georgia detective. The OPD stated that one of its detectives assisted Milan police with identifying the suspect as Thompson and subpoenaing his social media messaging platforms for additional subscriber information. Well, Thomas was located, interviewed, and ultimately placed under arrest for transmission of harmful material to a minor via phone, soliciting a child to engage in sexual conduct, as well as unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Thompson is currently being held at the Marion County Jail on a $30,000 bond and is scheduled to appear in court on April 16th of this year, according to the jail records there. See you, Goofy. On Wednesday, March 20th, an Ocala police detective arrested Alan Terrell Reynolds for 10 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material. It's 10 or more images, actually, as well as possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. According to the Ocala Police Department, an investigation was launched after a cyber tip was received, of course, from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The cyber tip indicated that Reynolds was storing multiple files of child sexual abuse material on an online account. An OPD detective obtained a search warrant for Reynolds' home, and a stolen firearm was allegedly found inside that house during the search. In addition, the police department stated that images depicting child sexual abuse material were found on Reynolds' cell phone and his laptop. Reynolds is currently being held at the Marion County Jail on a $65,000 bond, and he's scheduled to appear in court April 23rd, according to the jail records. Jailbird Chomo. Down to Texas. And yeah, we've got another teacher. This time at Schwartz Elementary School. He's been arrested on charges with indecency with a child. The Schwartz Police Department detectives say Gabriel Cantu, a 42-year-old, was arrested after a student made an outcry about the sex offense incident. Officials with the Schwartz Cabolo Universal City Intermediate School District, yeah, that's what it is, Cabolo Universal City Intermediate School District, they released a statement which reported that the alleged incident happened last school year. School officials say they first learned of the allegations over spring break when the child reported the incident to their mom. According to the district, Cantu was promptly placed on leave. They say that Mr. Cantu will not be returning to that school in any capacity at all whatsoever. Cantu turned himself into the authorities Thursday morning and was transported to the Guadalupe County Jail. And meanwhile, the school district says it will be conducting its own investigation. It also stated that all parents of current and former students who were directly taught by this teacher will be contacted as part of that investigation. "53-year-old James Lee Kopp Jr. of McSherrystown, Pennsylvania, who was out on bail for multiple felony charges related to child sexual offenses. Well, he kidnapped a 12-year-old girl at gunpoint from her home in McSherrystown on March 20th. Local law enforcement was alerted at 9:45 in the morning, which initiated an Amber Alert process which notified the surrounding agencies. Kopp was almost instantly located by a Conwego police officer. They say a pursuit ensued with the Pennsylvania State Police joining in, and the chase then ended with Kopp's vehicle when it broke down, and then he fatally shot himself. The girl was rescued unharmed and reunited with her family, leading to the cancellation of that Amber Alert. Kopp had been released from the Adams County Prison on March 13th on a $500,000 surety bond for charges stemming from an August 1st last year's incident involving the rape of a child. His bail was set by Judge Matthew Robert Harvey, with the bondsman there posting his bond for him. So he didn't have to put up the whole money, just his house and probably some other things. His charges included felony rape of a child, statutory sexual assault, as well as other related offenses. Cop was scheduled for a preliminary hearing on April 17th. Additionally, he had a prior criminal record, including a police pursuit on Christmas Day back in '94. Well, we don't have to worry about him now. See ya, Chomo.
I'm going to put you in the first team. Are we together or not together? Answer me.
We're together.